All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is our spring 2019 publishing preview for Lifestyle Entrepreneurs Press. And I'm excited to share some of the great books that we have coming out this spring, really starting the end of March, running through the first couple of weeks of June. That's our spring publishing season. And so, with no further ado, let's jump into it. The first book we have coming out is called The Unexpected Journeys of Lawrence Tyrone, and that comes out March 26th. So this is actually a novel. It's one of the fiction books that we publish, and here's a little bit of information on it. It's by A.K. Blackman. A hard-drinking man, a dented Harley, and a detour to an unexpected future. Professor Lawrence Tyrone didn't have a drinking problem or an obsession with his ex-wife until he discovered she was marrying his brother. When crashing the wedding with disastrous results leaves him divorced for a second time, unemployed, and close to rock bottom, Tyrone moves to the country and buys a Harley and starts taking riding lessons from a secretive Polish expat. Isolated in the country, far from his usual haunts and routines, Tyrone gets caught up in the lives of several unpredictable characters. His neighbors and their Labrador dog, who has a mind of her own. His street-smart riding instructor is a rebellious young girl, a gambler, and a medical resident caught in a love triangle. Meddling in other people's lives forces Tyrone to confront his own failings. For the first time in his life, he wants to be a different man. But there's that lifetime of bad habits and bad behavior to overcome. This is a quixotic, inspiring misadventure with an eccentric assortment of characters. One of the fiction titles that we're publishing this spring. So that's The Unexpected Journeys of Lawrence Tyrone by A.K. Blackman, coming out March 26th. Moving along, we've got Evolve, a near-death experience from chaos to clarity by Cindy Massey. This book is a powerful book, I tell you. Little bit of background, and then I'll share some of the concept of what this book is about. But Cindy, at a young age, actually died essentially and crossed over to the other side and had a profound experience that ended up shaping much of her life. So let me share a little bit about this book with you. Here's something from the book description. What if within a dream, somebody that you knew and loved quite deeply from long ago posed the question, do you still talk to dead people? Would that give you a moment of pause? It did for Cindy when she received that message waking up one morning. For most of us, our lives are busy and schedules are overcrowded, and we're deeply embedded in the business of life, bombarded with all kinds of messages, verbally, on the net, phone, and on and on. It's no wonder that we barely receive a passing glance or dismissed as coincidence. But what about dreams? Are they dismissed also? Do they contain messages? The whole concept of death in dreams frightens most people. But when you're 3 years old, fear is not part of the picture for special dreams, and it literally becomes your whole world, as there's no comparison of life, at that age, having very little life experience. So the decision to share her story of a near-death experience, or as she lovingly refers to her trans-dimensional experience, came after years of reflection and a good deal of soul-searching as to whether or not it would have any real value for other human beings out there. However, the universe saw things differently. They kept reminding Cindy in many ways to write and tell the world, no matter how many similar books or different movies and videos there are out there, that the world needs to hear this story. Another way to see the world and to see each other. So being called to share this experience is what drove Cindy to write this book. And quite frankly, it's a life-changing book in the sense that when I read her account of the story of her near-death experience at a young age, it was literally electrifying. And that was the word that I used when I shared to Cindy what it is and what it means to become aware of life after life. And to, in Cindy's case, and for the 20 plus million people who have had a near-death experience, there are carryover effects into the other aspects of life that are unique to people that have crossed over and come back. So fascinating book on a pertinent subject at this time in our history to evolve and go indeed from chaos to clarity. So that's a little bit about Evolve, coming out April 9th. April 9th is Evolve coming out. So let's move along and talk about our next book that we're publishing is A Working Mother's GPS. And this is a guide to parenting success for the modern working mom by Atara Malak. And here's a quote that we got to use on the front cover from none other than Jack Canfield, New York Times bestselling author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. He says, if you're a working mom, get this book and create a life of better balance, more fulfillment, and a happier family. I'll share something from the book description to give you an idea of what you'll learn in A Working Mother's GPS. If you've ever felt road weary from trying to navigate new and difficult stages of parenting while also steering your career in the right direction, you know the stresses of the modern working mother. Atara Malak's latest book is the roadmap you've been looking for to guide you on your parenting journey. Atara's time-tested program for regaining control of your home and career is based on the logical approach of leading with authority, trust, and love. Using language you're already familiar with, Atara's methods are clearly stated, simple to implement, and grounded in practicality and flexibility. The techniques are adaptable for your family's unique needs and are easily transferable to the workplace. In this book, you'll learn how to parent competently and confidently by implementing the GPS method, which is based on the universally recognized traffic light colors and road signs. Use the GPS skills and tactics with your toddler as well as with your older children. No need to change parenting skills as your child changes over the years. Customize this GPS parenting method to your own specific family situations, single moms and blended family, so that you're always in the driver's seat feeling empowered. And finally, to apply these exact same GPS parenting skills in your workplace to enhance your career and create similar amazing results. So that's A Working Mother's GPS, a guide to parenting success for the modern working mom, coming out April 11th, wherever books are sold. Moving on, we have Speaking to Influence, Mastering Your Leadership Voice by Dr. Laura Sicola. And this book comes out April 16th. So April 16th. And I'll share a little bit about speaking to influence with you here. When you speak, whether on a stage, in a meeting, or on the telephone, ask yourself, do you feel confident that you can captivate your audience? Do you command the room naturally and feel like you're completely connecting with your audience? Do you feel like you get the full respect you deserve and the results you want? Are you recognized as a leader that people genuinely want to follow and support? And have you reached your greatest potential? If you're like most people, your response to many and even most of these questions is no, but I want to. And if that's the case, then this book is for you. Speaking to Influence is all about helping you understand how the way that you speak has a powerful effect on your ability to influence your surroundings, your relationships, your reputation, and your potential to succeed. If you feel stuck, like you've hit a plateau in life, then this book will show you how to take a step back and assess how your current style of communication is keeping you from achieving the results you want and maximizing your powers of influence. In Speaking to Influence, Dr. Laura Sicola walks you through the 3 key channels of speech communication and how they need to work together for people to not just get it when you talk, but also to get you. You'll explore strategies in storytelling for impact, how people can see what you look like even when you're talking on the telephone, hidden fillers to avoid, and how to identify and control common vocal habits that creep into your speech and undermine your credibility. So that's Speaking to Influence, Mastering Your Leadership Voice, available wherever books are sold, April 16th. Next up, we've got Redefining Work-Life Balance, 1-minute tools to manage stress, achieve more, and enjoy life every day by Jim Bird. This book comes out April 30th. So that's April 30th for Redefining Work-Life Balance. Let me share a little bit about it with you. Redefining your work-life balance in the right way has life-altering results. These pages capture a better way for you to define your work-life balance, supported by 1-minute tools that are radically simple yet powerful. These tools have been in use for more than 2 decades and have consistently improved people's lives and relationships from day one. Jim has been passionate about this topic since his senior year at Georgia Tech, where he participated in an honors research project focusing on creating a framework for how to be very successful in business and enjoy life's journey along the way. The result was one of the most important experiences of his life, in that it gave him the opportunity to study a wide range of subjects that caught his interest, from leadership, ethics, people skills, philosophy, and time management, that resulted in the framework shared in this book. The techniques developed from that research were tested and substantially modified in the real world. Jim started and grew a light manufacturing business to a great team of over 250 people, generating over $100 million in sales. And a big part of their team's commitment and success came from adapting and applying these tools and respecting that in addition to having a job, each one of us also has a life. As part of the process that he has gone through in building the company that essentially trains people on how to balance work and life responsibilities, he's worked with thousands of people across businesses, nonprofits, government agencies, and even military as well. So whether work-life balance is an important issue, he's helped people get results in pretty much fields across the board. So many of the desired benefits and the benefits realized are less stress, more productive, both personally and professionally, getting more important things done in less time, procrastinating less, staying focused amidst all distractions, having time for just yourself, and ultimately being happier. Part 1 of the book begins by dispelling the myth that there's no such thing as work-life balance, and instead delivers a redefinition that is clear, fulfilling, and attainable. Part 2 is about people and relationships, where you'll learn powerful 1-minute tools that can be applied to your life immediately. And Part 3 is about achieving the things you want in life. Delivers the 2 tools that supercharge your thinking. You'll get more good done with each of these tools in minutes than most people get done in days. So let's turn the page and redefine a work-life balance in a way that works for you. So that's Redefining Work-Life Balance, coming out April 30th, wherever books are sold. Moving along, we have Harry the Wonder Cat, The Legend of the Pink Diamond by Denise Brixey. This book comes out May 7th, and this is the other fiction title that we are publishing this spring. I love this cover, love the design, and Denise is indeed a lover of cats. So let me share a little bit about about Harry the Wonder Cat with you here. Harry the Wonder Cat is no ordinary cat. He's been around since the beginning of time, taking care of the Johnson family for centuries. The Legend of the Pink Diamond is a fantastical story passed down through generations of Johnsons. But is it just a story? The pink diamond is one of the most precious stones in the world, costing millions of dollars and bringing heartache wherever it goes. Some say that years ago on a dare, Frank Johnson stole the stone from a private auction. Some say that he won it in a high-stakes poker game. Others claim that he brought it back from an archaeological dig in Africa. Nikki and her dear friend Heather arrived in Harrett Reef, planning to spend a quiet Christmas with Nikki's favorite aunt, Lynn, just as she does every year. Unfortunately, this Christmas was anything but quiet. The 2 women land in the middle of a mystery when they discover a crumpled body of Nikki's aunt lying on the floor and her cat Harry howling next to her. The only clues consist of a teacup, a copy of Agatha Christie's Mysterious Affair at Styles, and a note on the mantle. As Nikki and Heather soon realize the pink diamond is involved, Harry's wonderful powers help unravel the legend of the pink diamond. Excited for this book and excited to share it with you. And this book, Harry the Wonder Cat, is available May 7th, wherever books are sold. So let's move on now and look at The Extraordinary Man. The Extraordinary Man comes out May 21st. And The Extraordinary Man, Reconnect to Your Masculine Power to Achieve Purpose, Freedom, and Wealth is by Arthur Maguglianiti. And Arthur's been a longtime friend of mine, very pleased to be publishing his book, and he has a lot of important thoughts to share on masculinity and what it means to be a man in today's day and age. I also happen to just love this cover design too, but then again, I'm biased. So I'll share a little bit about The Extraordinary Man with you. If you don't claim extraordinary, ordinary claims you. What does it mean to be an extraordinary man? What does it mean to live an extraordinary life? Becoming extraordinary is the only way to achieve true happiness. Do you want to live a passionate life filled with joy, abundance, and meaning? If you do not pursue an extraordinary life, well, what's at stake? Because if you don't claim extraordinary, then ordinary claims you. An ordinary man lives a mediocre life, surviving instead of thriving. Things are okay, but not great. Work is an emotionally draining necessity. Relationships are challenging, and finances are never far from flat. To have more, first we must become more. The Extraordinary Man lays out the principles and practices that can change your life, literally overnight. The good news is that it's a lot easier than you might think. All men know deep down that they have more to give, that they are more powerful. But on the surface, anything that blocks our expression of who we truly are prevents us from accessing our innate powers to create, to love, and to live life to the fullest. Adopting the time-tested, proven principles revealed in The Extraordinary Man will help create remarkable results for you. And just as new strategy, and just as importantly for your family and loved ones. Each new habit you create and each new strategy you apply will change your life for the better. It's time to leave behind the extraordinary or the ordinary and become your best self, to fully become the extraordinary man that has always lived inside of you. So that's The Extraordinary Man, Reconnect to Your Masculine Power to Achieve Purpose, Freedom, and Wealth, coming out May 21st. Moving along, we have The Modern Day Businessman. And in May, one of the themes that we're publishing on is what it means to be a positive, productive man in today's day and age. And so another voice on this topic comes from Nicholas Bayerly with The Modern Day Businessman, Success Without Sacrifice. And I'll share a little bit about this book with you. As a man, you were put on this earth with a huge mission. The Modern Day Businessman is for the leaders of tomorrow who want success without sacrifice. Men who want to achieve success in their health, wealth, and relationships without giving up their personal life. For too long, businessmen have been known for neglecting their health, their relationships, and working 24/7. The Modern Day Businessman is a new era for men who rise up against the status quo and live life on their own terms. Nicholas went from being 60 pounds overweight, broke, and with zero influence, to creating a successful business, building the billion-dollar brotherhood into a community thousands of men strong, who also married the woman of his dreams. He's been named a top 30 under 30 influencer and has accomplished all of this by his 26th birthday. Entrepreneurs have always been catalysts for change in society, and that's true now more than ever. They're role models. This book is a deep dive into the timeless principles that he's learned and invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in the course of doing so, interviewing some of the most successful people in the world and having a Navy SEAL for a mentor for the last decades. In The Modern Day Businessman, you'll learn how to be a three-dimensional businessman where you prosper in health, wealth, and relationships. You'll learn to harness the foundational principles of success that will help you become more powerful, motivated, and a success. You'll tap into your vision so that you can create and leave a legacy and build a business around your passions that let you do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. Do you feel called to play at a bigger level? Are you ready to rewrite your family tree and live at the highest level? Then prepare to become a modern day businessman. So that's The Modern Day Businessman comes out June 4th. June 4th, available wherever books are sold. And finally, for our spring publishing season, we have Inspired, 7 Wisdoms of a Soul-Inspired Life by Joy Taylor. This book has a foreword by Marcy Shimoff, New York Times bestselling author of Happy for No Reason. And I'll share a little bit about Inspired with you. Have you ever done something bold, brave, and brilliant? Have you ever dared to share and put yourself out there? If you don't show up, don't risk, and don't overcome your fears or inner obstacles, the world loses, and so do you. Inspired, 7 Wisdoms of a Soul-Inspired Life offers a profound and practical understanding of inspiration, intuition, and creative expression. Insight jumps off the pages, demonstrating how you can attain purposeful success, lasting love, and sustainable happiness. Gain clarity and confidence to make profound shifts in the way that you see and understand your world and the way that you live in it. When you step out of what is comfortable, you overcome your inner critic and the world wins, and so do you. Are you ready to discover your optimal self? Are you ready to embrace your creative passion? This book is about celebrating you. It's about becoming the you were born to be, brave, bold, and brilliant. And that's Inspired, 7 Wisdoms of a Soul-Inspired Life by Joy Taylor, coming out June 11th. So that's June 11th. And with that, take a quick look back just to look at each of these covers one more time. Got The Unexpected Journeys of Lawrence Tyrone, Evolve, A Near-Death Experience from Chaos to Clarity, Working Mother's GPS, A Guide to Parenting Success for the Modern Working Mom, Speaking to Influence, Mastering Your Leadership Voice, Redefining Work-Life Balance, 1-Minute Tools to Manage Stress, Achieve More, and Enjoy Life Every Day, Harry the Wonder Cat, The Legend of the Pink Diamond, The Extraordinary Man, Reconnect to Your Masculine Power to Achieve Purpose, Freedom, and Wealth, and The Modern Day Businessman, Success Without Sacrifice, and finally, Inspired, 7 Wisdoms of a Soul-Inspired Life by Joy Taylor. And that wraps up our spring publishing season sneak preview. So I hope that you're as excited as I am to get your hands on some of these books. If any of them jump out at you, they're available for pre-order now on all retail platforms online. So feel free to go ahead and pre-order your copy so you get it as soon as those books come out. And just really excited to be working with such talented and inspiring authors to publish books that really make a meaningful impact in the world and bring education, insight, and entertainment to you, to readers around the world. So thanks so much. That's our spring 2019 publishing preview, and look forward to sharing these books with you over the coming weeks and months. Talk to you soon, and have a great day.